guys, how you doing? In this video, I've got to fit a new front bulkhead and new diff gears to my Traxxas X-Max 8S. Now, the front diff that's in there now, it's been clicking away. I replaced the cover and it was still clicking away after that. So now it's time to fit new gears. And the bulkhead has stripped all the bolts out, so I can't get this diff cover up tight anymore. So it's time to fit a new one. I've done a detailed stripped down video before, so I'm going to put a link to that up there somewhere, and also on the end screen. So I'm just going to do a quick time lapse, guys. I'm not going to go in detail about everything. So quick time lapse, a little bit of fun. See, this is more as entertainment more than a how-to guide. All right, let's get into it. Alright, so we're almost back together again. And what I always like to do on these Traxxases, or on the X-Maxes, I fill in all the little voids inside the bulkheads. But I'm not going to do it on this one, because I haven't actually broken it here for a very long time. Every time I've broken a bulkhead, it normally splits across here somewhere. So by beefing it all up in there, I'm not sure if it really helps. But what I am going to do, I'm going to put a bolt in there and hot glue it in. Because these steering posts, I have snapped them off before in the past. Now before I used to use epoxy, but I'm just going to try hot glue this time around and just see what happens. So I've got an M4 screw here, and I've got my hot glue gun. I'm just going to fill this hole up with the glue. Squirt a load of it around the outside like that as well. And I'm just going to get my screw and just plonk it in there, and that should hopefully prevent that from snapping off so easily, because that is a bit of a weak spot on these. Force that right in there. Get all the glue to ooze out around the outside. Now I'm going to put a bit more glue all around the whole outside of here. I've never done this with hot glue before. In the past I've always used epoxy. So we'll see how it holds up. And then this one here. This one up here, it's not so deep. It's not really enough room to get a screw in there. So I'm just going to build up a little bit of hot glue just around the outside of it. And I use this trick on a lot of RCs actually. If there's a part that's got a weak spot on it, you can just put a bit of hot glue around it, around the weak areas. And it does, you'd be surprised how much stronger it can make certain things. I think that will do. Alright, so there you have it, all fixed up again. So let's have a quick rundown on the parts that I've replaced. So ring and pinion, lower bulkhead, upper bulkhead, and also while I was at it, I've changed this centre drive shaft again. This is an Integy one, and it didn't last long at all. I think a few jumps, and that just sort of bent straight away. So I definitely don't think that's any stronger than the stock one. What I have noticed, and actually 8S Steve actually found this out, was that when it's a hot day, these things, they flex a lot more. And I've actually noticed some of my LiPo batteries being bowed like this, and it bends these a lot easier. And I think the reason being is because when it's a hot day, the plastics are a lot softer. So when you're landing a hard jump, there's a lot more flex. And that is probably why these are bending. So I don't really know if there's any sort of a brace or something anywhere that you can put on this to stop some of that flex. But, you know, it's something that I might look at into the future. Now, one more thing that I've got to do, the centre diff has gone loose and it's not really putting all the power to all four wheels, it's sort of putting all the power to the front. And when I'm trying to do standing backflips, no chance. So just quickly whip out the centre diff and have a look what's going on. And I like to use a silicone earplug to lock these things up. But as you can see, a lot of it sort of escaped. So I'm going to pick most of it out what I can. I'm not going to go too mad. And then put a new one in there. So here we have them, some silicone earplugs. And you can get these from eBay. There's a lot of different brands. And pretty much what you want to do is just ram it in there as tightly as what you can. Really try and work it in, get it inside all the gears. Spend a bit of time to really work it in there. The more you can get in there, the better. And the beauty with this is, it doesn't lock it 100%, so there's still a bit of give. Because a lot of the time, manufacturers put a centre diff in to take a lot of the load out of the rest of the drivetrain. So by doing this, you're not completely locking it up. You still got a little bit of a cushion effect in there. But it's going to behave almost like a fully locked differential. Oh guys, the GoPro up there that I was using to film the time lapse, it like beeped at some point and said SD card error. So I'm not sure how much footage we got. I hope there's something. So that's pretty much it, guys. Tomorrow we're planning to go out. We've got ASD coming out. We've got Pat coming out. We've got a few other people hopefully going to come out. So it should be quite a good bash. So I hope you like that video, guys. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, smash the bell button to stay notified. See you soon, guys. Bye.